And today you have the i20 N-Line and the Altroz Racer, which I believe, and I was talking to somebody yesterday, 500 cars were sold, approximately that much of the Altroz Racer, which is such a shame.
I mean, I don't think it's... They didn't do enough with that product.
They didn't do enough.
They had the DCA.
Yeah, you have those racing stripes, you have the Racer name, which puts a big burden on a manufacturer to do justice to something called Racer. But the car didn't have more power than the regular Altroz. It didn't have any suspension tweaks.
Yeah.
Didn't have... tires were a little bit wider, or I don't know. Tires were also the same.
Tires were the same. You got the option of Apollos, I think.
But still, the sizes were the same. It didn't sound any different.
Yeah. And the engine isn't the most enthusiastic. The gearbox was very rubbery. It didn't light the fire for the enthusiast.
Yeah. And we were so much... There was so much of talk around GTB they did, and they killed it. Hope they don't do that with the Racer. Hope they've learned mistakes from the past and they haven't repeated those mistakes. Unfortunately, they did the Racer, and then after that, there was again no talk around it. Yeah. There was no marketing around it. There was no push. And
I'd argue that the JTBs were better resolved as Enthu cars than the Racer was.
And I wouldn't dispute that. Because the JTBs, you could feel the difference over a regular Tiago or Tigor. It was tighter. The
you had a bigger engine.
Yeah, the components were batched. So, better components went into that.
You had that turbo engine from the Nexon.
You had a different engine, different state of tune. It sounded better. The suspension, it really did complement the chassis.
Yeah.
It was and is good fun to drive.
And it was made by enthusiasts. At the end of the day, Jayanand was part of the development of that car, and he did a good job on it.
Of course, Naren Karthikeyan and his team have been part of the development of all regular Tatas, including the Altroz Racer.
Correct.
So, enthusiasts are there in the Tata fold. Enthusiasts are there in the wider Tata fold, all the consultants that they bring in, especially for dynamics. But ultimately, what they bring to market doesn't really reflect all of that.
Correct.
I do hope that now with the facelifted Altroz, we're driving it very soon. With the facelifted Altroz, they will probably have another Racer. And maybe with that Racer, they make amends and they do that Racer name justice.
Yeah.
And you have the second warm hatch in the country.
Correct. And they have the tools now. They have that 1.2 GDI engine that's in the Curve, which is it's a lot nicer than the current turbo petrol in the Altroz. I don't know why they didn't do that in the first place. The Curve was 2-3 months around the corner when the Racer was launched.
Yeah.
They could have delayed the Racer 6 months and put that same engine in the... I don't know what's going on behind closed doors at Tata Motors, but I feel like that was a missed opportunity.
Yeah.
And there's potential with this new engine.
Yeah.